All right, so Charles and Zonnet here with You Before Me. We got a question for you tonight.
Hey guys.
Do you and your spouse argue over small things and they have a tendency to blow up into larger, more bigger, out of control things, and you're trying to figure out how in the world did we get here over this small issue? Well, that's what we're going to discuss here tonight. Again, Charles and Zonnet here. We started You Before Me, and our platform is solely just focused on building a community of happy and thriving couples where we can nurture one another, lift up one another, build marriages that are counter to what the culture is portraying as a marriage in today's society. And so we're going to talk tonight about a fun story that actually I started sharing it during our very first video. So if you didn't check that out, what happened was we were amateurs at the Facebook Live thing. And we didn't know we were live. Hey guys, I see some guys jumping on there tonight.
Brian.
What's up, Brian? And so we went live, didn't know how to work our equipment, and we thought we lost the feed. And so we just kind of kept talking and through our script and playing with one another. But at the end of it, we found out we were actually live and people were still commenting and watching us. And so I started sharing a story that kind of got lost in the midst of all of that technical difficulties we had. So we're going to talk about that tonight. So what had happened was, talk about my wife for a minute. We were getting ready to go to an event. Our friends had invited us out and we were getting dressed, and guys, you know us. I come home from work, 5 minutes later, I'm in my gear and I'm ready to go. She been home all day, and for some reason, she still wasn't ready to go. So
It takes time, ladies. It takes time.
and we like it. We like them to come downstairs looking all good and beautiful, but we had a time that I was trying to meet. So by now, I'm in the car, she's in the house, and I'm, by the minute, temperature kind of just rising, and I'm sitting there, go to the door, woman, we need to go. Do that a couple times, trying to be patient. Patience runs out a little bit. Next, there's a honk. Now, this is early in the marriage, guys and women, so don't beat me up. I've learned I'm quite not like this anymore.
He's very patient.
Yeah, so she comes out after, we're already late. We got an hour drive ahead of us. And she gets in the car and, she's like frantic and she goes, wait, before you go, I'm already in drive and we're backing out. She's like, can you go back inside and get me a bottle of water? And I'm like, no, I can't go inside and get you a bottle of water. Are you kidding me right now? We're late already. So I'm frustrated now. And really, you was thirsty. I got it. You was thirsty. So I'm frustrated. I'm like, so I denied, request denied. We're moving on. We're getting to our event. So needless to say,
I was so thirsty.
we got it. We argued the first 30 minutes of this trip. She's telling me how she just is annoyed and frustrated with me because I wouldn't go and try and meet her need. I'm upset because I feel like there's no reason for us to be late. We kind of had all day to get ready. It's a reoccurring event with us, men waiting for women. So, I'm a little frustrated with that. So I'm not trying to hear anything she's trying to say during these 30 minutes. I'm defending myself and defending my position, and vice versa. She just pouring all her frustration and heartache on me. And then all of a sudden, the tears come because women don't fight fair. And so she busts out the tears, and I'm like, that's not fair. Automatically, that means you're wrong and you're a jerk for making them cry. But nevertheless, I was heated. So I just keep driving. So we argue for the first 30 minutes. And then you were mad. I got it. So the next 30 minutes, we ride in silence. And she's not talking, I'm not talking. Because really, in my mind, I had enough. We was early in our marriage, and it was just one thing after the other. And it seemed like anytime I was going somewhere or doing something to get involved in an activity, it ended up being a problem for her and for us. And I was, in that moment, believe it or not, over a bottle of water, I was saying, enough is enough. I don't want to do this anymore. And I don't know how she was feeling, if she was feeling that same way, but I know I had got to the point that I was frustrated and ready to just be like calling it quits. So we get to our event after that hour drive, and right before we get out of the car, though, she says to me, I just want to know that I'm first in your life, and I'm top priority. She gets out of the car, and I sat there. And those words just kind of, for the first time, actually sunk in. It kind of hit me right between the eyes. And I got it. I don't know, all the arguing and frustration over the last hour and even months and years before, it didn't sink in. But in that moment, for some reason, I got it. She just wanted to know that she was first. And the problem was, I was so caught up with getting on time and having a certain image and people knowing that, I'm always on time and pleasing people, or making people like me, that I neglected to put her first above everything else. And if you don't do that in a marriage, you're going to have issues, you're going to have struggles. And so the arguments that we were having, it was just the tip of the iceberg of what was really beneath the surface. And that was the fact that I had my priorities out of whack. I was committing what's called the sin of transposition. I was putting something that is not a priority above the things that are a priority in my life. And everything was out of order. And because of that, it would create tension and chaos. If I wanted to go, to an activity, play sports, if I wanted to stay after work and attend an event, there would be backlash, and I couldn't figure out why. It's because I had things out of whack, right?
Yeah. And the thing is, a woman wants to feel cherished. And when things are being put in place of her, in front of her, consistently, she gets the message that she is not first, or she feels like she's not first, even if you really value her. And things really begin to change after this argument that we had. I thank God for it, because it really put on the light bulb and really created just a deep understanding of each other, where Charles, I felt cherished. And every woman wants to feel cherished. Right. She wants to feel like my man would move the mountain for me. And in return, in her feeling cherished and just appreciated, she wants to move mountains for him. There is nothing on the planet that she wouldn't do for her man if he cherishes her. And so that was a big eye-opening.
So outside of your relationship with God, you should be willing to drop everything for one another, within the realm of having wisdom. Like, all right, I don't just not go to work 7 days straight because she want me to lay up in the bed with her. Not that type of stuff. But all the other things that we can clutter our life with, we have to make sure that we're willing to drop those things when they cause tension. And so we get to the event. I get out of the car. I have that moment. I share with my brother Tremaine what had took place, because I still confide in him today. Tremaine Freeman, he's been a good help and a mentor, and we talk about our marriages. So I share with him what had happened about this water bottle incident and how I was ready to be done with it. I was like, bro, I'm ready to be done. But she said this, and it kind of hit me. And so we go through our event. We're getting ready to go. And he's like, hey, Jackson, before you go, come see me. I got something for you. And so as the event ended, I went over there to him. I was like, hey, bro, I'm getting ready to head out. And he's like, all right. He goes in the back, and he comes out with like all these water bottles. And he's like, here, give these to Zonette, bro. We don't need you guys, arguing and breaking up over a bottle of water. And we just bust out laughing, because we realized that it wasn't the bottle, that I had got the message, and that we could now joke and laugh about, how sometimes we just don't see the truth behind our spouse's complaints, or what we might call nagging. It's really just a cry for...
It's always something deeper. There's always a root to the stuff that comes up.
It's just the tip of the iceberg, and we're not seeing all that there is below the surface. So that's why, and men, when your wife is upset because you want to grab that video game console all the time, hours on end, when you just come home from work, or you grab those golf clubs on the weekend instead of making time for her, or hit the basketball court, whatever that activity is, or you spend all your time, just around the house, working outside the house and in the house, and there's no time for her. Anytime she see you grab that controller, there's resentment. Or grab those clubs, there's resentment. Because she's going to automatically hate the thing that is being put before her and replacing her and taking away her time. And so it's imperative that we examine ourselves and examine our intentionality with spending time with our spouse, but also putting her or him before everything else. So that was the water bottle breakup.
Yeah.
I was ready to call it quits, unfortunately, but of course it was, it was kind of years of us early in our marriage learning and growing. But that was just a day where I was just like, oh my God, why would she even ask me to go back inside to get her a bottle of water? I'm like, you should be rushing and hurrying out. Yeah. But she just wanted to know that, above all else, yep, I see the time and I got it. But just this one time, would you show me that even in that frustration, even in that moment of hurrying,
all that stuff, like,
you're willing to say, you know what, you are more important to me.
Exactly.
And I finally got it. And she is more important to me. So we wanted to finish that story. It's been out there. A lot of people have sent us some questions about, what happened with the water bottle breakup. And so, we just want to continue to share our real life, real marriage struggles and triumphs and victories, and continue to invite you guys into our lives and, share those growth moments that we're having. And
hopefully
that was a big one.
They can learn or, learn something from our mistake, or from, just
so you guys don't have to make the ones that I made.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cherish your spouse and even put their needs above yours.
Yep.
You before me, right?
You before me. All right, guys. So that's all we wanted to share that story with you. Thanks for all those who jumped in. Aaron and Brian, thank you guys.
Hey, Aaron.
It's good to see you jumping on here with us. We love you all, and we'll see you next time. All right, guys. And also, we have conversations like this, and we share different content and quizzes and challenges in our You Before Me Marriage Connection, which is a Facebook group. That's a closed group. So if you want to check us out and join that group for more good content, and it's just a place for us to come, as whether you're engaged or you're already married, having issues, or have a great marriage, you're just looking to make even better, learn new tools and stuff. That's a place where we connect with.
We're having fun in there. Even right now, we're having a Valentine's Day challenge, and we're having a lot of good conversation about things that you can do to just, not the same things that you normally do, just some stuff that is different and that will kind of help you and your spouse connect in a different way than you have for Valentine's Day. So come join us. We'd love to have you.
Yes, sir. So the guys, we're doing 7 days of More Than Roses, where we're not just going to have Valentine's Day where we plop some chocolate and some roses on them that day, but for the 7 days we're doing just a different thing every day for our spouse.
Oh, yeah.
And then the women have...
We have 7 days of serving your king.
That's right, king.
And we are not just doing the same old ladies. We got some tips and tricks, and we want your man feeling like a king, ruling his palace and his castle.
We're 3 days in, and I'm feeling like a king in my castle, needless to say.
Oh, yeah.
But thank you guys for watching. Hey, Taylor, thanks for jumping on. We see you, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Alrighty, bye.
Bye.